Hello, welcome to an educational video about history. I am the history guy and I hope to teach you guys something that you did not know. I find it interesting to learn anything about history that I didn't know or that I knew a little about. And the one thing that I'm most fascinated about, or one of the things that I really enjoy reading about and just learning, is pirates. I am fascinated with pirates. Um, I am. I really enjoy Disneyland a lot, and I enjoy Pirates of the Caribbean, all the movies, the attraction at Disneyland, anything that has to do with Jack Sparrow, and the whole pirate theme. I really like, and I was going online because I really enjoyed this game called Uncharted. Many of you probably played it and you know exactly what I'm talking about. Super awesome game. It really focuses on history and it's kind of like the modern Indiana Jones, you know. So it's really cool and I really enjoy playing it for that reason that it evolves around history. There are a lot of things that are involved in that game or involved in that game have to do with history. Um, Nathan Drake, which is the main character of the game, is according to him, he's a descendant from Francis Drake, which was an English explorer or a pirate, if you want to put it like that. Uh, so first and foremost, what is a pirate? A pirate is an individual who would commit robberies at sea for no reason. They would start sailing and they see another boat and they want to steal, or if they know that someone's at sea and they want to steal, then they would go attack and rob. Um, Sometimes even take over their boat or whatever the case. But they had no purpose, no reason for it except to steal, to get money, to get jewelry, gold, etc. So there's two different types of pirates, and you might heard of pirates, you might have heard of buccaneer. They have different names, so or sea dogs. And the other name that I am talking about is a privateer. So a privateer was somebody that was a technically a pirate because you were committing robberies or you were still stealing and doing all these illegal things, but um, it's illegal for a pirate to do it, but it's technically allowed or okay, and you can be tried if you were a privateer. So, what is a privateer? Privateer, again, is still a pirate, but you are a privileged pirate because you were commissioned by a king or a queen um, to attack, or you had, in other words, permission to do what you were going to do. Now, for a pirate, I mean, you're a pirate already. If you get permission to be a pirate or to commit all these robberies, I'd be like, hey, sign me up. Uh, so one of the stories, or why I brought Uncharted up, is because Francis Drake, which is the ancestor of Nathan Drake, was a privateer. He was commissioned by Queen Elizabeth the First, and she actually nicknamed him or called him my pirate. And he pretty much, I don't want to say worked for her, but it's kind of like saying he was just working under her wing and doing things for her, for the English people. And the cool thing about privateers is that, again, they were doing it, but they couldn't be tried as pirates. Back in the day, if you were a pirate and you got caught, you could be, you know, hung, or you could be uh, just killed on the spot because you were a criminal, you were a thief, you were doing something that was obviously illegal. For a privateer, on the other hand, even though they caused a lot of um, attacks between, for example, England and France, because of that, they still couldn't be tried as pirates because they were privileged. They had permission from the king or queen to commit what they were doing. Now, in my mind, when I think of a pirate, I automatically think of Jack Sparrow. I think of Blackbeard, or I visualize this cool individual that's traveling at sea, taking over a boat, or somebody cool. In reality, pirates were not really like that. Even though there might have been some that, oh, they were cool, you know, he was a captain of a ship, and they're in the story in the history books like Blackbeard, Francis Drake, Barbosa brothers, and they're famous individuals that were pirates, and that, you know, today we see them as they're in the history books. To me, they're cool, they're fascinating people. But back in those days, it wasn't really like that. Pirates would die really young. They were living at sea most of the time, which means that they didn't have much water, they didn't have much food, so they suffered from a lot of nutritional disorders. And they would drink a lot of beer, a lot of rum to replace that. From that, they must have been very dirty. They could have smelled really bad. When they were at land, or when they got to land, then they were still, you know, partying in taverns, drinking, gambling, um, probably spending the money, selling what they robbed. You know, if they found gold or if they got jewelry, they would go and maybe sell it and trade it and so on. So it was a really tough life. It's not something that was easy. Um, they were actually earning a living doing that, even though it was illegal and against the law. And they went through a lot to do what they did. Um, and we tend to have this cool image of pirates that we see as just fascinating, and I'm fascinated by it, and I just love collecting artifacts of weapons that they use, like this small sword I have that was I purchased here at a local pirate shop where they literally sell all pirate collectibles and things like that. And this is one item I got there. Another one was this it's a powdered gun, which is they're both replicas from weapons that pirates use. This one's really cool. Doesn't work, it's just a collectible. But what I'm trying to say is that I'm fascinated by them, and I just think that they're interesting to learn about. When you actually go into history, sorry, and you actually check the history out, it's not as easy or as cool as Jack Sparrow makes it look. Uh, so I hope you learned something that I was really fascinated about learning, and hopefully I taught you something today. See you in our next educational video by the History Guy.